Listen to me. If you are waiting for people to respect you before you respect yourself, you've already lost. If you are waiting for people to treat you right before you believe in your own worth, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. Because let me tell you something, not everyone is going to see your value. Not everyone is going to treat you with kindness. And if you let that shake you, if you let that make you question who you are giving them control over your life. So today we're going to talk about something that every single one of us has dealt with. Disrespect. People who look down on you. People who underestimate you. People who treat you like you don't matter. And the question is, how do you handle that? How do you respond when people refuse to respect you? Do you let it break you? Do you shrink yourself? Or do you rise above it and show them exactly who you are? Because let me be clear, handling disrespect isn't about proving anything to them. It's about proving something to yourself. It's about making sure that no one has the power to make you feel small. So here are 5 ways to handle people who don't respect you. The moment you stop looking for approval, everything changes. The second you stop waiting for people to validate you, you become unstoppable. Because here's the truth, most people don't even respect themselves. So why are you sitting around expecting them to respect you? Why are you giving them the power to decide your worth? See, this is where so many people get stuck. They spend their whole lives trying to get people to see them, to recognize them, to clap for them. They twist themselves into someone they're not, hoping to finally hear the words, I respect you, I see you, I value you. But here's what nobody tells you. Chasing approval is a game you will never win. Because the people who refuse to respect you, they've already made up their minds. They don't want to see your worth. And the people who do respect you, they already see it, no explanation needed. So why are you wasting your energy? Why are you bending over backward for people who will never give you what you're looking for? You don't need their approval to be great. You don't need their validation to know that you're meant for something bigger. And you sure as hell don't need to exhaust yourself proving anything to someone who has already decided they don't believe in you. Let me tell you something. Powerful people don't ask for permission to be powerful. They don't wait for others to acknowledge them. They walk into a room knowing they belong. They move through life with a quiet, unshakable confidence that says, I am enough. I don't need you to tell me who I am. That's exactly how you need to start thinking, because every time you seek approval, you hand over your power. You allow someone else to dictate how you feel about yourself. You allow them to control your mood, your self-esteem, your sense of worth. And that's dangerous. That's why so many people feel lost, feel small, feel like they're never enough, because they've attached their value to the opinions of people who don't even matter. But when you stop looking for approval, when you stop needing people to respect you before you respect yourself, that's when everything shifts. You start moving differently. You start walking with purpose, not hesitation. You stop explaining yourself, stop justifying, stop trying to fit into places that were never meant for you in the first place. And let me tell you, there is a different kind of power that comes with not needing validation, a different kind of freedom. Because once you stop worrying about what they think, once you stop seeking their respect, you become fearless. You stop holding yourself back. You stop doubting yourself. You stop playing small just to make other people comfortable. You ever notice how the most confident people don't go around trying to convince others that they're worthy? They just are. They carry themselves with a level of certainty that makes other people take notice. And that's not arrogance. That's self-ownership. That's a deep, unshakable understanding of who they are. And that's exactly what you need to develop. Because the truth is, you're not here to impress anyone. You're not here to get everyone to like you. You are here to become the highest version of yourself, whether people approve of it or not. And the crazy part? The moment you stop seeking their validation, the moment you stop caring if they respect you, is the moment they actually start paying attention. Because nothing is more powerful than someone who doesn't need anyone's approval to be great. People will only treat you how you allow them to treat you. Read that again, because too many people walk around acting like they have no control over how others behave toward them. Like they just have to sit there and take the disrespect, the rudeness, the condescending comments. But let me tell you something. You set the standard. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate, by what you let slide, by what you ignore. And I get it. Sometimes you don't want to make a big deal out of things. You tell yourself, oh, maybe they didn't mean it that way. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I should just let it go. But here's the problem. Every time you let something go that you know in your gut was disrespectful, you send a message. You tell them it's okay. You can keep treating me like this. And guess what? They will. Because people will push as far as you let them. That's why you need boundaries. Not soft ones. Not boundaries you put down and then let people step all over the moment they test them. Real boundaries. Boundaries that make it clear. I respect myself too much to let you talk to me like that. I value myself too much to let you treat me like I don't matter. And once you set those boundaries, you have to mean them. Because boundaries without enforcement are just suggestions. Think about it. If you say, I don't tolerate disrespect, but every time someone disrespects you, you just sit there, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. They'll keep doing it. And it's not because they don't hear you. It's because they don't believe you. They know that your words don't match your actions. But when you enforce your boundaries, when you make it clear that you will not tolerate disrespect, people start thinking twice before they try you. And I know what you're thinking, but what if they get mad? What if they don't like me anymore? Listen, if someone gets mad because you asked for basic respect, they were never for you in the first place. If someone gets offended because you said, I deserve better, then that just proves they were benefiting from your lack of boundaries. And that's not someone you need in your life anyway. Because real respect, real genuine respect doesn't come from fear, doesn't come from begging, doesn't come from forcing people to treat you right. It comes from you deciding that you will no longer accept anything less. It comes from you standing firm, not explaining, not apologizing, not backing down. And sometimes that means walking away. Sometimes that means letting go of people who refuse to rise to the standard you set. And I know that's hard because some of these people, they're friends, they're family, they're people you care about. But let me ask you this, what's the alternative? Staying around people who disrespect you just because you're afraid to lose them? Keeping yourself small just to keep them comfortable? No, you deserve better than that. So from this moment on, you need to stop making excuses for people who treat you badly. Stop justifying their behavior. Stop telling yourself it's not a big deal when you know it is. And most importantly, stop giving second chances to people who knew better, but still chose to disrespect you. Because respect is not something you beg for, it's something you demand. There is nothing more powerful than silence. Nothing. And yet so many people waste their energy trying to argue with people who have already made up their minds, trying to explain themselves to people who don't even want to understand, trying to prove their worth to people who have already decided they don't respect them. But let me ask you something. Why? Why are you giving your energy to people who don't deserve it? Why are you letting their words, their opinions, their negativity pull you into battles that don't even matter? Because here's the truth. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't have to engage with every bit of disrespect that comes your way. Some people, they want you to react. They want to get under your skin. They want to see you lose your cool because that gives them power. That makes them feel like they have control over you. And the second you take the bait, the second you let them pull you into their drama, you've already lost. But silence. Silence is a different kind of power. Silence says, I don't owe you a response. I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to argue with you because your opinion does not define me. And when you master that, when you stop reacting, stop defending, stop explaining, that's when you become untouchable. See, people expect you to respond. They expect you to argue, to fight back, to get emotional. That's what they want. But when you give them nothing, when you don't react, that's when they start wondering. That's when they start second guessing. That's when they start realizing that they don't have as much power over you as they thought. And let me tell you, There is nothing that confuses and frustrates a person more than when they realize they can't shake you. When they throw negativity your way and you just keep moving. When they try to break you down and you don't even flinch. That is how you win, not by arguing. Not by proving yourself, but by being so locked into your own purpose, your own growth, your own success, that their disrespect becomes irrelevant. And that's the real secret. Success is the best response. Elevation is the best clapback. Because at the end of the day, words don't mean anything. Opinions don't mean anything. The only thing that matters is results. The only thing that shuts people up is when they look up and realize that while they were busy doubting you, disrespecting you, trying to bring you down, you were too busy winning to notice. So let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them think whatever they want to think. Your job is not to convince them of your worth. Your job is to focus on your goals, your growth, your future. Your job is to show them, without saying a single word, that you were never worried about their opinions in the first place. Because the truth is, people will always talk, they will always doubt, they will always disrespect. But the difference between those who let it break them and those who rise above it, it's simple. One reacts, the other stays focused. One wastes energy, the other levels up. And if you're really about becoming the best version of yourself, if you're really about building the life you deserve, you already know which one you need to be. The way people treat you is a reflection of them, not you. Read that again. Because too many people take things personally that were never even about them in the first place. Someone disrespects you, and suddenly you're questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Am I not good enough? Do I need to change? No, stop that. Because 9 times out of 10, the way someone treats you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Their own insecurities, their own pain, their own issues they haven't dealt with. And instead of fixing themselves, instead of looking in the mirror, they project it onto you. But here's where most people get it wrong. They take that projection and make it their truth. Someone talks down to them and they start believing they're small. Someone ignores them and they start believing they're unimportant. Someone disrespects them and they start questioning their own worth. Do you see how dangerous that is? Do you see how easily you can let someone else's issues become your reality? But when you stop taking things personally, when you start understanding that not everything is about you, you free yourself. You stop internalizing negativity that was never meant for you in the first place. You stop carrying burdens that were never yours to hold. You start realizing that people will treat you however they feel inside. Happy people don't go around tearing others down. Confident people don't go around belittling others. Secure people don't feel the need to prove their power by disrespecting someone else. So when someone comes at you with negativity, don't absorb it. Analyze, look at them, and ask yourself, what does this say about them? Because I promise you, if you really pay attention, you'll start to see that their behavior has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who was truly at peace with themselves, truly happy, truly secure? And they were out here being disrespectful for no reason? No, it doesn't happen. Because people who are truly confident, truly happy, truly whole, they don't need to tear anyone down. They don't need to belittle. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. But people who are hurting, people who are insecure, people who feel small inside, they'll do anything to make someone else feel the way they do. And if you let them, if you take it personally, if you absorb their negativity as truth, you are allowing their brokenness to break you. And you can't afford that. You cannot afford to let someone else's wounds become your own. You cannot afford to carry someone else's pain as if it belongs to you. Your job is to protect your peace. Your job is to recognize when something isn't yours to hold. Your job is to walk through life knowing that no matter how people treat you, it does not define you. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't react with anger. Don't react with hurt. React with understanding. This isn't about me. This is about them. And once you understand that, you stop engaging. You stop trying to fix something that was never yours to fix in the first place. And that, right there, is how you take your power back. At some point, you have to stop trying to change people and start changing your environment. You have to stop expecting respect from people who have already shown you they don't know how to give it. You have to stop making excuses for their behavior. Stop hoping that one day they'll wake up and see your worth, because let's be real, some people never will, and that's not your problem. That's not your battle. That's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to protect your energy, to surround yourself with people who actually see you, who appreciate you, who don't need 100 explanations to understand your value. Your responsibility is to stop begging for a seat at tables that were never built for you. Because every second you spend around people who don't respect you is a second you could have spent around people who do. And I know that's easier said than done. I know how hard it is to walk away. Because sometimes the people who treat us the worst are the ones we feel the most connected to. Family, old friends, people we grew up with, people we've invested time in, and so we stay. We tolerate the disrespect, we justify it, we tell ourselves, well, that's just how they are, they don't mean any harm. Maybe if I'm patient, they'll change. But let me ask you something, at what cost? What is it costing you to stay around people who don't value you? What is it doing to your confidence, to your happiness, to your peace of mind? Because every time you tolerate disrespect, every time you let it slide, you are sending yourself a message. You are telling yourself, this is what I deserve. And over time, that message becomes your truth. You start believing that it's normal to be treated like this, that it's okay, that it's just a part of life. But it's not okay, and it's not normal, and you don't have to accept it. You don't have to prove yourself to people who refuse to see your worth. You don't have to keep explaining yourself to people who have already decided to misunderstand you. You don't have to keep lowering your standards just to keep people in your life who were never meant to be there in the first place. And listen, walking away doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're running from the problem. It means you respect yourself too much to stay where you're not valued. It means you understand that not everyone deserves access to you. That your energy, your presence, your time, it's valuable. And you're not about to waste it on people who don't appreciate it. So if someone refuses to respect you, stop waiting for them to change. Stop hoping they'll wake up one day and realize what they lost. Just go. Focus on your own growth. Build your own happiness. Surround yourself with people who truly see you. Because the moment you start doing that, the moment you stop allowing disrespect into your life, that's the moment you become unstoppable. At the end of the day, you have two choices. You can keep chasing respect from people who will never give it to you, or you can walk away and build a life so strong, so powerful, so undeniable that their opinions don't even matter anymore. You can keep explaining yourself, keep fighting for a seat at tables that were never meant for you. Or you can create your own table and sit with people who actually see your worth. Because respect isn't something you beg for. It's not something you have to prove yourself for. It's something you command, not with words, not with arguments, not with endless explanations, but with how you carry yourself, with what you allow and what you refuse to tolerate. With the way you walk through life, knowing who you are, knowing what you bring to the table, and knowing that no one's approval can ever define you. So from this moment on, stop waiting. Stop hoping they'll change. Stop wasting your energy trying to earn something that should be given freely. Respect yourself so deeply, so fiercely, so unapologetically that the only people left in your life are the ones who never needed to be convinced in the first place. Because once you do that, once you decide that you are worthy, no matter who sees it, no matter who respects it, that's when you win. That's when you become untouchable. That's when you step into the power that was always yours to claim.